So I kind of had 4 jobs. We had a couple of rental properties and we did a vacation rental at the lake, and on the phone, running the art studio, and I'm an avid water skier. And once I found out that I had stage 4 lung cancer, all of that stopped. This is the building that had high level of radon of 25. This beautiful old stone building, kind of a magical place, but at the same time was trapping the radon gas.
The story of radon actually goes back to our last ice age.
In summertime, glaciers may move down the mountain 20 inches a day, an irresistible force of nature.
If you remember back to your high school history, your high school geology books, you'll know that this area, in fact most of the northern hemisphere, was covered in glaciers. As those glaciers receded, they left a number of mineral deposits. Now most of those mineral deposits are good and make our soil very good for farming and things like that. But one of the things they left behind was uranium. And as uranium decays over time, it turns into a number of different elements during its decay cycle. It turns into things like polonium and lead, but it eventually turns into radon gas. And at that point is where it turns from a solid to a gas, and it can now travel. And that's where it becomes dangerous, because it goes from being contained in the ground to being able to migrate into buildings. And once it gets migrated into the buildings and gets trapped in the buildings, it then becomes something that we can breathe into our lungs, and that is why it is so dangerous.
My granddaughter and I love spending time together, but that time put her in danger. We were not aware of the danger, but then our neighbor suggested that we have our home tested for radon. Radon is a colorless, tasteless, and odorless gas that can cause lung cancer. It comes from the ground and enters a home through cracks in walls and basement floors. Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in the United States. We were devastated when we learned that our home had been infected by this dangerous gas. The outcome of our lack of knowledge could have proven deadly for our family. Stay informed. Protect yourself. Get your home tested.
This is Nicole, JoJo. And this is our daughter Gracie. She's turning 17 today. I love this picture. Here I am reading to her when she was little. I think, children deal with it in their, like all people, in their own way, and it's complicated. Nicole's an excellent rider, and she decided to ride Pelotonia, which is a big cancer bike race. So she had to write her story. And of course she's written one every year, but she talked about in her story about how her life instantly changed. Even though I was here, I was not her mom anymore.
Central Ohio is a hotspot for radon in the nation. We've had some of the highest levels, especially in Licking County, the county directly to the east of Columbus. The 4.0 picocuries that's deemed acceptable by the EPA is actually a pretty high threshold. The World Health Organization actually recommends a level of 2.7 picocuries per liter. We've been told by the Ohio Department of Health that there are readings in the thousands in Licking County. We have, as a company, worked on homes in the hundreds out there. The highest that we've seen, it was 330 picocuries per liter.
Radon should be on your home maintenance checklist. It's something you get your furnace inspected once a year. You get your house sprayed for insects. You get your lawn cut. All these things happen on a regular basis with the house. Having a radon test should be one of those things. This device measures about 6 to 10 air samples per hour for a period of 48 hours. The only thing they have to do is keep their windows and doors shut, and in Ohio and this type of climate, that's pretty normal. You can run your HVAC as normal, you can run your central air as normal. So we'll come back in a couple of days later, pick up the device, get the readout, and we'll be able to tell you what your radon exposure is.
You're looking at the #1 cause of lung cancer. That's why the Surgeon General issued this warning. Now you're looking at the #1 cause of lung cancer for non-smokers. That's why the Surgeon General issued this warning. Radon is an invisible radioactive gas that seeps inside your home from underground. Whether you smoke or not, radon can cause lung cancer. Protect your family. Have your home tested.
There has not been any legislation passed in Ohio as of yet. There have been other states in the union that have passed radon awareness acts. For instance, the state of Illinois has a radon awareness act. It's similar to Ohio's lead-based paint notification. When you purchase a home, you're notified that lead-based paint could be in a home if it was built before a certain year. Illinois has taken that a step further with radon and added a notification telling people that radon is prevalent in their area and that the home should be tested. Ohio has not done that yet, but that's something we're working towards or striving for.
I would hope that people would see this as a public health initiative, because that's essentially what it is. This isn't about, radon testing and all of that. People have debated over the years about the myths of radon. The Surgeon General, the EPA, the American Medical Association, the American Academy of Pediatrics have all come out and said that radon is the leading cause of lung cancer amongst non-smokers. That's what I'm hoping, is that by spreading public awareness, that we are able to make people understand that this is an issue that they need to deal with to make sure that their family doesn't face the same fate as Annie.
Last year, in 2017, 10,660 new cases of lung cancer were diagnosed in Ohio. Lung cancer is the #1 cancer killer in the United States and in Ohio for both men and women. Radon is the #1 cause of lung cancer in non-smokers. So when you put it all together, everything aligns. The CDC and all the organizations know that radon is the #1 cause of lung cancer in non-smokers. But we need to make sure we have clean, healthy air, because this is the one that you can prevent for your family. This is kind of the start, is with this brochure. This is something, or brochure, this flyer, that you can use right away. But if there's other things that we can do, or that I can do to help you accomplish what you need to do in your area, we'd be happy to. Thank you very much. I feel like part of my role in having lung cancer is to be the spokesperson for change. I believe it's possible that no one else has to get lung cancer from radon. The great news is it is preventable, and there are real things that individuals can do right now that are very easy to help us achieve this goal of removing radon, the poisonous radon, from homes and schools and workplaces.
From a grassroots efforts kind of standpoint that people can do is, contact your legislator. Ask them why radon isn't mandatory. Ask them why radon isn't mandatory in the schools that your children go to. Ask them why radon isn't mandatory in the work buildings that you spend 8, 10, 12 hours a day in. Ask them that, because those things are things that can be changed to make sure that you're breathing healthy indoor air.
And that's one of the reasons that we were wanting to get involved in this, is to help educate people so that there aren't more of those types of stories. We would, like Annie mentions, her goal with this was to make radon-induced lung cancer a thing of the past. That's something we would also like to see.
There are real steps that real individuals can take. We don't need to rely on government. We can do it ourselves through knowledge and through sharing, leading by example, caring about other people in our community that may not be informed, and together this can be a past tense issue.